correct?
We're all zeroed out. X,
So
Y, Z.
now we're gonna go into the actual Mazatrol program.
How you spell that?
Moz control.
M-A-Z-A-T-R-O-L.
So if I push this arrow to the left, now we got program, correct?
That arrow.
So we're gonna go program.
Okay, program.
Now this is the program that they had before. So if I hit work number, now it's telling me, hey, which work number do I go onto? Did these guys erase everything? Alright, so here I could go to work number and I could type in whatever work number I have, right? Obviously, if you work for like a job shop, you get different companies like Halliburton, Baker Hughes, Schlumberger, right? So then you would just type it here. But for here, whenever we take our test, we're gonna put your name, test 1, your name, test 2, your name, test 3, right? So I'm just gonna put Mazak, right? Then hit OK. So after I do that, everything becomes blank, right? So it's asking me now, what kind of program do I want to do? Do I want to do EIA/ISO? EIA/ISO means G code and M code, right? If I hit Mazatrol, now I'm going to be doing a Mazak program, correct? So I'm going to hit Mazatrol. Mazatrol. Mazatrol.
That's a Mazak program. Yeah, and ISO is a G code, M code.
So once I hit it, boom. Now this is the beginning of me doing my Mazatrol program, right? So Mazatrol is conversational. So you're having a conversation with the machine, right? Right here, Mat stands for material. So it's asking you, hey guy, what type of material are you using? What type of material you're gonna cut? So we're just gonna hit aluminum, right? It has cast iron, duct iron, carbon steel, alloy steel, stainless steel, so on and so forth. And they got 2 more, right? So we're just gonna hit aluminum. So it says, okay, what's your initial point of clearance? So how much away from the part do you want to be, like when you wrap it, before you actually start getting into the mode that you're going to start cutting, right? The initial clearance. So we're going to hit 4 inches. So 4, enter. Right?
Is that always going to be that?
Yeah. For us, yes. But obviously, if I work at a shop, I'm going to put that like at 20 thousandths. Because that's enough clearance for me to start going. Alright? So, Z return. When my Z goes to return, what do I want to happen first? So if I look at this, it says ZXY. Do I want it to return Z first, then X and Y? If that's the case, hit number 0, right? Or do I want it to go home on X, Y, Z? And if I want X to go home first, then hit number 1. But obviously I want Z to go back home first. So I'm gonna hit 0, enter. Multi-mode, we're just gonna hit off because we don't have multi-tools going at the same time, right? So we're just gonna hit off. No, I think that was if we had a 5 plus 2. So it's a 5 axis plus a 2 axis. So displays workpiece, we're just gonna leave it at 0 and we're gonna hit enter. So after that happens, the next line pops out, right? Dude, they've been over there for like 30 minutes. Where have y'all seen Mr. Reed?
No, not extra. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen him come in.
I saw the robotics instructor.
I saw both, man. All right, so for our first unit, now remember, guys, we're gonna have 4 different ones, but Japan uses 0 as a number, so it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. 0,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay.
So just remember that there's 4 operations, but we're gonna have work number 3, but it's gonna be 4 of them, right? So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. All right. So unit number 1, we're gonna hit WPC.
Workplace code. Workplace center.
WPC is pretty much like our G54, WCS on the house, all right? Where your X0, Y0, Z0 is gonna be, correct? Then right here it says unit number. Which one? We could set multiple WPCs, right? But for ours, we're just gonna hit 0. So I hear it even tells you, do you wanna add one?
No.
You wanna add a G54, a G55, a G56 on there, right? So we're just gonna skip over that one because we're not gonna add any, right? So over here under X, it's pretty much asking you where your X0 is and your Y, and when it goes to Y, it's gonna ask you where your Y0 is. We're just gonna hit table center, XY. So that's just gonna come up there right now, right?
No worry there.
We're gonna end up changing that, but to change it, we have to be under out of program edit. So for right now, we're just gonna leave it there though. All right?
Table center, man.
Yeah. Table center, X and Y. All right. Now, the TH stands for theta.
Theta.
Nobody knows what this does, but we're just gonna hit 0 on there. And then our Z, we can leave it at 0 for right now also. And then C and B, we're gonna 0 them out too.
0, 0, 0.
Make
0,
sure
0.
you put a 0 on C and B, because if you don't,
Can rotate.
an alarm's
it.
gonna come up whenever you start trying to run the program.
Unit numero 2.
So, our next one is gonna be offset.
We just hit offset, which was right there.
So, from your X0, Y0, Z0, if you wanted to offset anything, this is where you would put your numbers, right? If you want to offset X, you'll put positive 2 inches, negative 2 inches. Y, positive 2 inches, negative 2 inches. What we're going to use here is Z. So here's what we're going to tell it, hey, go 2 inches above the part, right? So Z positive 2. So all the other ones are going to be 0, but my Z is going to be positive 2. So X, 0, Y, 0, D, which is theta, 0, WZ, 2 inches.
The offset was right there that he hit to get to that one.
There's Mr. Reed.
Shape check, any offset, WPC, other, manual program, face machine, line machine, point
Erase it if you want. Erase it if you want.
He's not talking to us, he's talking to the instructor.
Huh?
That's what we do over here, he's talking about that. Drawing on that board over there. Somebody's number. Anyway, back to here.
So now, my last one is gonna be index. So we have to hit other,
Other.
and then we have
Index.
index. So remember, we push other, then we hit index. So all of these are just the turn position or the angle. We're just gonna zero all of them out.
And there you have it.
So the four line is for the position for the table,
Yeah.
right?
If you want a different angle, or something like that starting out. Alright, so we're gonna have 5 lines. I lied to you guys.
All right, so we do have 1,
So-
2, 4, plus 0.
Every time you make like a program in Mazak and Mazatrol, it never recognizes it under the actual program page unless you put an end line on there, right? So you need to tell it, hey, here's where it ends at, and there's no more. If you don't do that, it's kind of like it's in active changing status, so it hasn't completed it, so it's not gonna pop up. Does that make
Like
sense?
M30.
Yeah, so you have to put an end on it. So now on the unit 4, we're just gonna hit end. Well, are we gonna continue afterwards? We're gonna hit 0 for no. Parts counter. Do you want me to count how many parts we do? So obviously if this was a production job, we would put yes, so you know how many you do at the end of the day, right? But we could just hit no. Tool change. Do you want to change the tool after it's done? We're gonna put 0 for no, right? Return, we're just gonna put 0 position, so it's gonna go back home after it's done, right? And then this we can leave blank. So what this is work number. So with Mazak, you could run a program, and after that program, you can put another program number. So after it runs that program, you can run another program right after it, right? So if you had multiple programs for one part, like let's say you wanted to do one operation here, then on another program, you had it moving 90 degrees, so then you wanted an operation there. You would put that one, that program number under this one, so it would do multiple ones of them. Does that make sense? Or if you had a really big machine, where you had different devices on there, instead of just and you had to switch one, up 1, then up 2, you could do that on there also. So it'll catch another one afterwards. But if you just leave it blank, you just leave that's the blank and that's it, right? So now after everything is, all of this is done, we still need to put values on our X and Y because it still says table center, right? But there's no numbers there. So it doesn't know where the X0, Y0, Z0 is at, correct? So now I would come over here to, trying to find program complete. Program complete. Now, once it's under program complete, now I get this icon of WPC measure. That does not pop up if I'm still under program edit. That's why I need to go to program complete. There's a few ways to get out of edit. One of them is pushing program complete. The other one is going back to your position and then going back to your program. You're still out of program edit. Whenever you see the program edit button available, that means that you're not under program edit, correct? So now I hit WPC measure. So now it's telling me, okay, you're on WPC measure. So I'm gonna hit teach. So I selected that box. I hit teach. If I select that box, right? I want to be able to teach and these letters are green. Does that make sense? They need to be green. Then I'm going to just hit 0.0, enter. See, I put a value there, right? So I'm going to hit, you see how right now, I don't have the green letters up there, right?
Yeah.
If I hit 0.0, enter, nothing happened, right? So to get those green letters back up there, I have to hit teach. Now we see the green letters up there. 0.0, enter. Move those, right? Same thing for my Z. I gotta hit teach. Green letters popped up. 0.0. Enter. Now we have a value there, right?
Going back to where you set your zeros at.
So from the machine home, the X is negative 8.8.8035
9.
from the X0, which is over here, right?
Negative 9.
From your Y, Y0 machine coordinates is all the way back. So from there coming back over here, it's negative 10.2755, right? And our Z0 is all the way up here, is negative 19.37785, right?
Okay.
I could also tell that because if I go to the position, and then if I go to command, negative 9.8375. Well, that's the same number as that, right? On my Y, negative 10.2755. It's the same thing number as that, correct? My Z is going to be different. Why? Why does my Z say negative 13 here?
Ooh.
But over here it says
Because your offset was 2 inches
Negative
and then you're
19.
going initial is 4 inches above it, which is 6 inches difference.
this one itself. The 5 inches of what it is, right?
6.
Over there, it's recording the number from Z0 up here without the tool inside of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? But this is registering with the tool also. So it's around 5 inches, somewhere around there, correct?
6.
But now over here, so my program name is Mazak, right? You still gotta come over here, and if you see that, that still says Ricky 3. So even though I made the program, I have to make sure that I transfer it over here. Because if I don't do that, I'm not running my program. So if you don't do that on your test, 50.
Minus 50.
Alright, so over here,
Mazak.
now
Why
I
is
got
there an
Mazak
M?
under
What's
there,
that
right?
M in there for at the end?
Because it's Mazatrol.
Oh. So if you
So
did the
now-
other one, would it show A?
Yeah, it's a show an E,
Oh.
a red E. So when I push program monitor, all I have is my indexing, right? That's it. So that comes up, correct? So now let me show you something simple like, if I go to program edit, and well, I'm not gonna be able to do it now because I can't put a blank value there. But if I left that C blank and I would go back to position, the index wouldn't even pop up, right? Because it's not complete. I still have an error. Now let's say that program edit, I didn't have an end, right? So if I go there and I erase this one, correct? Now I go back to position, program monitor, nothing comes up
No index.
because I don't have an end line, right? So that's the importance of having an end line also, right? We need to make sure that we have those 5 different things on there just for the beginning. That's just to get us started, guys.
Wow.
That's not even including facing. When you face, it's just gonna add to that. But that's like your basics of it. So for your test, you're gonna have to touch off your 2 tools, auto and semi. You're gonna have to find your X0, Y0, Z0, right? And then you're gonna have to make your program with those 5 different lines. And that's
Alright.
it. All within 20 minutes. If somebody asks me again how much time we have, we drop it down to 15.
Alright.
Somebody else asks, we drop it down to 10.
That's a joke.
So all that needs to be done with the toilet, which is a lot of time.
Your goal is 10.
To do it is a lot of time, right?
Goal is 10 minutes. So if you run into 12, you still finish 8
Alright,
minutes
so
early.
Go ahead and come up here and practice making the Mazatrol program.
Alright. Y'all have fun with that. I'll watch y'all.
Go ahead, Gavin.